I spawned into the Roblox school cafeteria, thinking it was gonna be a normal obby. Bad decision, huge mistake, catastrophic mashed potato level error. The second I loaded in, all the lights flickered like the school was being powered by a haunted toaster. Then I heard it. Who took extra pudding? The ground literally shook. I turned around slowly, and there she was. Lunch. Lady Alice, hairnet crooked, giant spoon in hand, eyes glowing like microwaved lava burritos. One shoe squeaked louder than the school alarm system. She stood behind the counter stirring a giant pot of mystery soup that looked suspiciously alive. Chat. I don't trust the meatballs. Then Alice vaulted over the counter. Not climbed. Vaulted. Like an Olympic athlete powered entirely by expired milk cartons. I screamed and started sprinting through the cafeteria while Roblox sound effects exploded everywhere. Trays flew across the room. Someone slipped on beans and got launched into the ceiling fan. One player typed "runnin" in chat before disappearing into the giant soup pot forever. I hit the first obstacle course section, where you had to jump across floating pizza slices over toxic cafeteria sludge. Every slice made a squish noise that sounded deeply illegal. Why is the cheese moving? Behind me, Alice was charging full speed while yelling lunch menu items. Monday is meatloaf day! At one point, I accidentally fell into the slime and respawned inside a giant refrigerator. Worst spawn point ever. Frozen fish sticks everywhere. A chicken nugget the size of a car stared at me from the darkness. Then the nugget blinked. I left immediately. The next stage had spinning forks, giant rolling apples, and laser pudding cups. One wrong jump and you'd get flung into the detention fryer, which honestly sounds like something this school would actually have. Then came the vents. Every Roblox horror game has vents. I crawled through them, hearing Alice underneath me banging on the metal and screaming, "You need your vegetables!" Suddenly, the vent collapsed, and I slid straight into the principal's office, where I discovered the horrifying truth. Lunch Lady Alice had turned the principal into a giant chicken sandwich. I didn't even ask questions anymore. I just ran. The final escape section was complete chaos. Giant soda floods, exploding burritos, flying cafeteria trays, players screaming, Alice chasing everyone in a monster truck shaped like a lunch tray. I barely reached the school bus escape at the very end. As the bus drove away, Alice stood in the parking lot, shaking her giant spoon at the sky, while hundreds of meatballs rained down behind her like the world's weirdest apocalypse. And honestly, 10 out of 10 obby experience? Would absolutely risk becoming cafeteria soup again. The school bus sped away from Lunch Lady Alice's nightmare cafeteria, and for one beautiful moment, I thought we survived. Then the bus driver slowly turned around. He was wearing a hairnet. My soul left my body. "Welcome," he said, in the deepest Roblox voice imaginable, "to the after-school snack program." Every player on the bus started panicking instantly. One guy jumped out the emergency exit before the bus was even moving. Respect, honestly. Suddenly, the windows slammed shut with metal bars. The seats transformed into cafeteria trays. A giant speaker crackled overhead. "No talking during snack time." The bus drove straight through a giant rusty gate that read, "Alice's Food Factory." The place looked terrifying. Smoke billowed out of giant soup chimneys. Conveyor belts carried glowing meatballs into the darkness. Somewhere in the distance, a chicken nugget screamed. I looked at the viewers watching. "Guys, this isn't a school anymore." The bus doors opened and Alice stepped aboard, wearing a chef hat so tall it nearly touched the skybox. She pointed her giant spoon at us dramatically. "You thought you could escape dinner!" Boss music started playing out of nowhere. We all ran into the factory as giant robotic lunch trays chased us down metal hallways. One player got trapped inside a burrito wrapping machine and rolled past me yelling for help like a human taco. The first obstacle was crossing giant spinning donuts over boiling cheese lava. Not normal lava. Cheese lava. The smell alone was emotional damage. Halfway across, Alice appeared on giant cafeteria screens around the factory. Remember to eat balanced meals. Immediately after saying that, she launched a missile shaped like a corn dog at us. Absolute villain behavior. We escaped into the freezer sector, where everything was covered in ice cream frost. Evil snowmen made of mashed potatoes wandered around growling at players. One of them chased me while holding a frozen fish stick like a sword. Then came the worst room yet. The leftover chamber. Mountains of ancient cafeteria food towered to the ceiling. Beans bubbled, mystery meat twitched. Expired milk cartons whispered secrets. Somewhere deep in the pile, I heard somebody yell, "I've been stuck here since 2024. I kept moving. Finally, we reached the top of the factory, where the final boss fight waited. Lunch Lady Alice climbed into a gigantic robot chef suit with oven doors on the shoulders and spaghetti launchers attached to the arms. The health bar appeared. Mega Chef Alice. Phase 1 of 27. 27 phases! I yelled. The battle was insane. We dodged flying meatballs, laser gravy, exploding peas, and giant rolling watermelons. Every time Alice lost health, she got angrier and started yelling increasingly unhinged lunch rules. No running with yogurt! Return your trays. Stop putting milk in the freezer. At the final phase, the robot overheated and exploded in a giant storm of spaghetti. Silence. Then from the smoke, Alice emerged holding one final item. A glowing golden pudding cup. This, she whispered dramatically, was never on the menu. To be continued.